What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Austin Show. Today we're looking at the Mattel Masters Universe Masterverse figures, and we have exclusives today. So first we have the Mattel Creations Dark-Lyn exclusive. So looks pretty cool. A nice cardboard box, so different from what we normally get, but just looks cool with the picture of her there and then on the back there as well. So that's what she's going to look like. So cool box for that. And then we have the Target exclusive He-Man from the New Adventures of He-Man. So looks really weird from that like early 90s cartoon and just looks crazy. That face looks horrible and stuff, but we have that New Adventures He-Man to look at. And then behind that we have some deluxes, and these are both Target exclusives. So first we have Man-at-Arms, so from Revelation. So he doesn't have all his armor and stuff, but he does come with it, so you can't armor him up to make him look like normal Man-at-Arms, but it just looks pretty cool. From when he's been banished and stuff, just has like the normal civilian outfits and some guns and stuff there, so that looks really cool. And then we have EterniaTwo-Bad, which I think was a Target exclusive, but now it's like a general release, I think. But from the new Eternia line, we have EterniaTwo-Bad, which looks really cool. So the two-headed character there looks really cool, comes with a bunch of weapons for each of them and stuff, and just overall looks really cool for him as well. So we have 4 cool figures here to look at that I'm excited about to look at all of them. So let me go and get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Well, let's start off with Dark-Lyn from Revelations, and this is just Evil-Lyn when she turns her back on Skeletor and claims the power of Grayskull while she's the Eternian Goddess, and of course we've had that Eternian Goddess figure already, so she just looks really cool here. She just looks like this big, like muscular female, looks really cool. I love the short hair, like short spiky hair, the like white color hair there with the crown on top, so you can see that like crown. So we have like the jewel in the center and the sort of like blue crown and the metallic blue there with the nice purple all around her eyes, and the dark lipstick just looks really cool. She has what I guess would be this crown or like necklace around her neck with all these spikes in gold. Looks pretty crazy with like almost like the He-Man logo, or it could be like an M. It just kind of looks like the normal He-Man type design with shoulder pads going into a cape in the back, so you have a nice fabric cape. There's some bendy wire in it, and then on the inside it's got like a universe design, so all sorts of stars and stuff there, so that looks really cool. Some gold going down on her wrist guards and then down on her waist as well, so you can see her midsection, all the abs in there, going to a belt with a jewel there in the center, and then some material hanging down. So we have plastic in the front with this nice blue with gold and nice texture and stuff, and then fabric on the outside, again blue with gold outlining it, so it looks pretty cool. I just wish this was fabric as well, just so it fit in with the rest. And then bare legs all the way down till she has bracelets there at her ankles, and then even a little like jewel there on her foot as well. So she's pretty skimpy clothed, but it looks really cool. It's an awesome design, and cool that they gave us this Dark-Lyn figure. Of course, it was a Mattel Creations exclusive, so not easy for everyone to get, but it does look really cool overall. But we can do her movements, so her head can twist around. It's kind of hard to twist actually, but it can twist all the way around, and it kind of knocks the necklace off there. And the necklace just easily pops out, so it goes into 2 holes there in her neck, and if you slide them forward, they'll pop out pretty easily, but you gotta shove them back in there to get them to stay. And then we get the shoulders that can come up, so you get up to 90 there and can rotate around, and of course her armor's getting in the way, so you just have to deal with that. But then we get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that can bend up that far at least, so the arm starts to hit itself, and the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunches, so right under chest section here, so crunch back and forth, and should be able to twist, but just a little bit side to side, but then she can twist all the way around at her waist. And unfortunately they didn't do a good color match with the paint. I assume that's supposed to be, you know, her abs continuing down here, at least I assume, but then it switches to a different color, so it kind of offsets there and looks a little bit weird. But then we get the hips that can come up, so it can come up to 90 there and out to the side. We get a thigh twist all the way around the double knee joint. Then on this side I can't get to bend at all, so let's try this side. I know it's real stiff. Yeah, we can get that side to bend at least, so it can come up that high. And then we get the shin twist in the middle of the leg there, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So not horrible movements, but she tends to, you know, sort of keep with all the other Masterverse figures, so not the best movements, and has similar joints, which is kind of common for He-Man figures, but she works out pretty decent enough, except for that one leg, which we did get unstuck, and now I can't get it to move again. But accessory wise, she comes with some additional hands, so she has 2 flat palm hands there, so we get a set of fist hands for her, as well as a set of grip hands, but we have nothing to grip, so it's kind of pointless unless you sort of put them on the cape to have the cape open or something. But if we want to switch those fist hands, we can also put on some power effects first, so let's try that and see how well it works. And there's the effects on her hands, so there's the usual, you just kind of push them onto the hands as far as they'll go, and they'll stick on there, so looks pretty cool with the blue magic effects on there. Of course they just look like blue orbs there or whatever on her hands, so don't look the best, but she does look really cool, at least in this form as Dark-Lyn. But we can bring in the other versions of Evil-Lyn that we've gotten from Revelations. So with that we have the normal version of Evil-Lyn, so just like her normal looking design again from Revelations, Revelations, and then we have that Eternian goddess form as well, where she looked like the bat, and you can just see with the figure design just how much taller the Dark-Lyn version is and stuff, so that's pretty crazy compared to the other. So pretty cool to have that version to go along with the others, and we have pretty much all the transformation lines of Evelyn throughout the Revelation series now, so that is really cool. And overall, the figure just looks really cool. It's an awesome looking figure. I definitely wouldn't say it's the best figure ever, but just look wise, it looks really cool, so can't complain too much. And then we have the New Adventures He-Man, which was an animated series released in 1990 of a continuation of the original Masters of the Universe series, where He-Man is summoned to the futuristic planet of Primus to help defend it from the evil mutants on the neighboring planet, but Skeletor followed him and teams up with those evil mutants. So pretty weird show with weird designs. Like, this is obviously a weird design for He-Man, especially if you look at like Skeletor designs from and stuff, just looks crazy. So I'm not surprised it didn't last for very long, but overall the He-Man looks fine. You know, it doesn't really look too much like the original He-Man, but it does have the blonde hair and looks like the same sort of like physical shape and stuff of the big muscular guy and stuff, again with the blonde hair and all that, but he has some more like futuristic armor, so it has like this chest harness and stuff with the nice gold and red going around to the back with a holder for his sword, some gold wrist guards with this one having a piece to put the shield in, a belt around the waist with an H on it there, again some red and gold, and blue pants, bright blue pants going down into the all gold boots there as well. So clothing wise, not a whole lot to him, and I love how he's almost got like the 90s mullet design, so the shorter hair on top, so you can see like the shorter bangs there. I like how they're separated out, and then the long hair pulled back into a ponytail there, so kind of crazy, but the face overall just looks weird, and with the way his mouth design looks there, it almost looks like he's got like big buck teeth or something. It's just a weird design in his face there, but overall, like I said, it's not an absolutely horrible design. It just fits with the design of that New Adventures He-Man, which is not a good design overall, so I guess it kind of works for that. But we can do the movement, so his head can twist around. Of course, have to worry about that ponytail, but can get around there. He can look down that far and up just that far, so not the best movements. The shoulders can come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. Now the shoulders are annoying how they only go down that far, so it's hard to get the arms closer to his side. They only go that far, but then we get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that can bend up that far, which is pretty decent. Wrist can twist all the way around and should flex up and down for this hand. Then we go to the ab crunches, so we have the ab crunch cut out there, so should be able to crunch back and forth. It looks like mostly back on this one a little bit there, and again should be able to twist. It's just a little bit of a twist and then twist all the way around at the waist. Then we get the hips that can come up to 90 and out to the side. Oh, he can do the splits there. We get a thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, again pretty stiff in that lower knee joint, a shin twist down in the boot there, and then the foot can flex, which again feels really stiff, can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty decent movements, a little bit of stiffness in joints, and then still has the same movements and stuff as all the other Masterverse, as I've said, so we'll see a lot of that similarities between the characters. But a difference with this He-Man is he comes with a lot of futuristic accessories and stuff like that, but first we'll do his hands, so he comes with additional set of fist hands, so if you don't want to have the grip hands, which we'll just leave those there, but he comes, like I said, futuristic stuff like armor, so we get a helmet form, so this all gold helmet, which does not look too good in, especially if we put it on his head. It just doesn't look very good overall and kind of weird, but it's a way for them to get the helmet armor and stuff thrown in there with the head as well, so instead of a separate head with the helmet in it looking a little bit smaller, it just sits like that, so again looks pretty stupid there. And then we also get a chest piece that has all sorts of contraptions and mechanicals and stuff in there that we can try and slide on him, and still has the sword placed there in the back, so let's try and get this on him. So there's that chest armor, and it was pretty difficult to get on. Trying to undo the buckles on this was pretty difficult, but I was able to finally get it there and put it on. And of course we had to take off that other harness piece, so you have to make sure you're able to get that off as well to be able to fit this on there. So it looks decent. Again, you know, it fits more with the helmet with the all gold armor and stuff, but still looks pretty dorky, and especially how like boxy it is and stuff, looks pretty crazy. And for weapons, we get the power sword, but this time it almost looks like a lightsaber with the nice like bright green. It's a green, almost looks yellow in the camera sort of blade there, but nice silver handle and stuff, looks pretty cool. So let's put that in his hand here. So there, he's got the power sword, and then as I mentioned, he also has a shield, which is like a holographic shield, same sort of green color there, but you can see through it, and this plugs into the arm over here, so it fits right in there. So now he's got his shield and his sword there, so He-Man's ready for battle against Skeletor on the New Adventures of He-Man. And like I said, overall looks pretty dorky and ridiculous, but that's the design they came up with, and I guess the figure carries it out. And just so you see, the difference here is of course that classic version of He-Man, so it's supposed to be like the old 80s version of He-Man compared to the 90s version, so you can see the difference there. Both of them look pretty dorky, but of course this one having the classic design and looking like the normal He-Man is still always going to be preferred to me over especially the New Adventures one, because it just looks too crazy. And then we have the Deluxe Man-at-Arms from Revelation, which is Duncan when he is stripped of his royal title and banished from the palace by King Grandor because he didn't reveal that Prince Adam was He-Man, and so he went into hiding, and this is what we see looks like years later when magic is starting to die. And so he just looks like a normal man, you know, like a commoner or a villager, whatever you want to call it there. So he still looks like Duncan in the face, so he's still got the big beard and everything, but his hair is longer. He's got the gray on the side and a man bun there in the back, so looks pretty decent. And then this gray cloth material has a cape hanging down there, which unfortunately has a bunch of material around the neck that you kind of attach around. So trying to get it to tighten up and fit there, we had to like wrap it around his head a couple times so that you can see like the other material and stuff. So I don't think it looks nearly as good, but you know, sort of fits on him there and stuff. And then he's got the green shirt underneath that's got some tatters and torns. You can see all the bits of sewn and stuff. So he's probably ripped in, signed to sewn patches and stuff. So that's pretty decent there. And then he's got a belt around the waist, a black belt with a little pocket there and stuff. And that looks pretty decent. And the shirt continues hanging down to more of like an olive green for the pants that's going down, again with a patch there in the knee all the way down to his boots. Has some green wrappings around. So a lot of green going on here, which is sort of Man-at-Arms color, so it kind of fits, but looks pretty decent overall for the civilian form and looks how he does in the show. So it carries off that look pretty good. But we can do the movement, so the head can twist around. It'll be hard to twist too much because of the hair and all the material and stuff, but it can twist side to side there at least, and then it can look down that far and then up just about straight on there. So there is some movement in there at least, just not the best. The shoulders can then come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up just that far there, with the wrist that can twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunches, so again, ab crunch back and forth, a little back and forth, and should be able to twist just a little side to side and twist all the way around at the waist. Then we get the hips that can come up, so because of the skirt, it only comes up that far, and out to the side, a thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, so not too bad, of course the cape's in the way, so bends up that far. And then we get the shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty decent movements, you know, pretty much similar to He-Man and stuff, so not a whole lot of difference there, but a little bit better because there's no real stiffness or anything. So pretty good movements overall for this version. But of course this is a deluxe, so it comes with a lot of accessories. So first we get some grip hands, so if you don't want to have the two fist hands we got some grip hands there. And then he comes with a lot of accessories because we can turn him back into Man-at-Arms, so we get all the Man-at-Arms accessories. So we have the chest harness here, we have the head with the helmet piece on it, so it still has the long hair and everything there, so we have that. We get some shin guards to go on his feet, and then we have a big shoulder pad as well. So all that looks really cool. I want to try and get it on, but I know if I put it on I won't be able to get it back in this form, but I guess I'll just try and see how it goes. So there, I got the armor all on Duncan, and so he looks pretty cool. So he still has the same shirt and everything there, and I have seen where people leave the cape on, but I don't know how you get the cape on with this because it seems pretty tight and was hard to get on already. So having the cape in there as well, I don't know how it'd work out too well, but I think it looked pretty cool. But there I got the helmet piece on, so again he still has the long hair and gray in the beard and all that sort of stuff, so that's pretty cool. And then has the armor chest plate that looks, you know, pretty much like the classic Duncan armor and stuff. Looks pretty cool with, like, I believe this is a gun up on his shoulder, which this just pops right off, so you got to be careful with that, but it does sort of open up. And again, like I said, I think this is just supposed to be a gun of some sort, so you can open up the little flaps and there's a little design like rockets or something would shoot out of there, so that's pretty cool. Then he's got the big armor there on his left arm, so I like the big black armor with the silver studs and stuff, so that's pretty cool. And the belt, new belt there wrapped around their waist attached to the armor, and then the armor there down on his leg. This was pretty difficult to get on because all these like clip pieces are pretty difficult and like hard to get on and off and undo and stuff, so pretty difficult. Even like, you know, cut myself up a little on that He-Man one, so you got to be careful with that. And then he comes with some weapons and stuff, so first we get a little like wrist gun or something, like shoots a little laser piece there, so we can put this like on his left hand here, so there's that gun on his hand, so it's just a little laser gun like that he can wear. And finally he also comes with a big gun, so this big ginormous gun that looks pretty crazy big, just huge gun there, so we can try and fit this into his hand. So there's the gun, and to make it fit a little bit easier, we'll pop that shoulder piece off there, and maybe it'll sit up on his shoulders a little bit better. Again, you got to try and get it in the right place and stuff to be able to sit up there. So there you can hold that giant gun just like that. Pretty cool that you can switch him into the Man-at-Arms, how he appears later in the series, you know, when he like comes back and starts to fight again after going into hiding. So it's cool, you can have all this armor and stuff to put on him. But we do have the original version of him, so from like earlier in the show, so we have this, so we don't really need to have both, so probably just keep him in more of that civilian outfit, but just wanted to show what it looks like with all the armor accessories he comes with and stuff. And then there he is compared to the classic version, so just wanted to show that off. And pretty cool to have this, especially like I said, the deluxe with all the additional accessories and stuff, but for us it's not really necessary since we have that other version, so that's probably what we'll just use. But still really cool to have this version of Man-at-Arms. And our final figure is Two-Bad, which is a two-headed evil warrior that has a habit of arguing with each other. And we have the two halves of the creature, and the blue half is Tuvar, and the purple half is Badraw. And this is the new Eternia form, so it's, it's supposed to be a little bit different take on the classic figure, but with minor changes, you can pretty much switch it up, which I believe for this is maybe just remove the arm piece, not exactly sure, and the belt, so we just have the normal, like, classic loincloth on under there, and then Mate could also take the chest plate off as well, I guess, if you want. I don't really know exactly what they have and don't have. This is about the only version of Two-Bad I've ever seen, but he still looks pretty cool. It's awesome. So again, having that blue half, so there we have the blue half's head. So I love the red eyes, of course, the fangs and stuff, and the like spike strips or whatever there on the top of his head, and the earrings and stuff with the bat-like ears. Looks pretty crazy there. And then he's more smooth, but like muscled version, so it's got like muscle striations and stuff running through him all the way down the leg and stuff. And then he has a silver boot on his leg, and then a silver gauntlet as well, and again some armor and stuff there that you could easily take off of him. And then we have the purple side, which is a scaly version, so he's like more reptilian like, has a pig nose, the fangs as well. I love the like unibrow or whatever, the fin there on top of his head, and the little spikes and little cone point ears and stuff. And then like I said, that scaly piece going down has more of like a maroonish color, whatever we want to say there, like gauntlet piece. And then down on the leg as well, he's got a guard there on his foot in that maroonish color, so looks pretty cool. And then I love the belt with the split halves in it and stuff, so pretty cool that it's just two characters like smushed together, and you can see like the body like covering over on each other like they're taking F and stuff, and just pretty crazy looking design. But for moving, again, get the head, so we'll do head so back and forth, and of course twist around and back and forth and twist around. Then we get the shoulder, so shoulder should be the same, so up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, with the wrist that can twist around and flex. It's pretty stiff but can flex back and forth. And then we should have an ab crunch. Yeah, you can see that separation there, so crunch back and forth, and again should twist but very little twisting there, and then can twist all the way around at the waist, but of course the belt's in the way, so it's hard to do with him, but can twist it all the way around there. Then the hips can come up to 90 and out to the side can do the splits. We have a thigh twist all the way around the double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, and then there should be a shin twist there at the top of the boot, and the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So his movements aren't the easiest. It's not that they're stiff, there is some stiffness, but it just feels weird with the body and stuff. It's not like the easiest of movements, and then trying to get him to stand is a little bit difficult, especially with his upper weight with the two heads and stuff. He's a little bit top heavy, so getting the stand isn't the easiest, but he looks really cool though, which is all you can really say about this, is just how cool it looks, which is awesome. So that makes up for quite a bit of it. But for accessories, we get some additional hands. We have additional hands for each one, so we get a purple hand and a metal hand in the fist form, so we have those if we want to have fists. But we can start looking at their accessories. So first we get a gun, so a nice all silver gun there, and we have a holster here on their belt, so we can just slide this down in there, so it sits right on there, so that's cool. And for other weapons, they both come with maces, so we have maces. I don't really know if one goes to a certain one or the other, but I like to give the green one to the blue one because he has green on his side of the belt, and of course this matches the arm piece there, so it seems like it goes like together like that, so we can put these in both their hands. So there's the mace in both their hands, so it looks like they're about to attack, so they can do a two-handed attack, which is pretty cool. And for another weapon, they have an axe. So we have this cool looking axe. I love the dragon or whatever up top with the two heads, or it looks like a dragon and a bird there, so that's pretty crazy with the two-headed axe, so that looks pretty awesome that we can put into his hand. So put it in Tuvar. So there, Tuvar has the axe, and then with the other mace, we can stick it onto his back. I assume it can hold any of them, but we have this little grip piece here on the back, which almost looks like it's upside down because it looks like a mouth and it looks like the eyes, so I don't know if they put that on backwards or if it spins around or something, not exactly sure, but we should be able to fit this in the back. So there it is in the back, and this piece does spin around. It was just stuck, so you can spin around wherever you want it. So there we can have the mace stored in the back there, so that can be hanging off the back. So there it's got the giant axe now, and if you want to give him the axe, we can also give him a shield as well, so it has this big gold shield, and I love the split down the middle as well. You see like rough side and smooth side and stuff, so pretty cool with the dragon and bird as well, so that is pretty cool. So let's go and slide this on his arm. So there, Two-Bad now has the axe and the shield, so that looks pretty cool with the mace on the back and stuff, so we can store that there, and overall looks pretty cool. It'd be cool if we had a place to store the other mace though, but he's got the two maces, the axe, the shield, and the gun there as well that we could give him, so just all sorts of different options for weapons and stuff, but pretty cool overall for this Two-Bad. It's such an awesome looking character and part of the new Eternia line, so like I said, we could strip some of the armor off to make it look like the classic MOTU figure and stuff, and overall it just looks really cool, and he comes with all the accessories, so hard to complain much about this figure. Like I said, some issues getting him to stand, but once you get him in the right position, he stands pretty well, so nothing major there, just got to get it worked out, but overall he just looks really cool. Well, that's going to be it for our Masterverse exclusive figures, where we had the Mattel Creations Dark-Lyn and the Target exclusives New Adventures He-Man, Deluxe Man-at-Arms, and Two-Bad. And all of them are pretty cool, I must say. Of course, they're not all like necessary figures, because, you know, we don't have to have Dark-Lyn, don't need the New Adventures He-Man. We already have the other version of Man-at-Arms, so this one isn't necessary. But Two-Bad is pretty cool, so just to get a Two-Bad in your collection, I would definitely recommend him. But like I said, all of them aren't necessary, but they're all really cool, so I can recommend them all in that case. Let me know what you thought of them down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this review, let me know with a thumbs up. I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.